touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma Race fans. We come at you here live tonight from Michigan for the Detroit Determination 100. And this is part of the Sigma ARCA Delta Division here tonight under the lights at Michigan Motor Speedway. Should be an exciting one here, folks. Michigan never ceases to amaze, puts on a great race every time we come here. And let us go ahead and get through the starting lineup here tonight for the 50-lap main event. Starting on the front row, you're going to have Jamie McNugget alongside Sean Ard. Next row back, it's Carlos Eduardo and Matias Pinto. Jamie McMurphy, your most recent race winner, alongside Borat Sagdiev, Evan Snake, and Joseph Hayes. AJ Kosnoff and William Clyde. Neil O'Hare and Boogs on the mid-pack there. Jefferson and Campbell. Fujisaki alongside Reese Landry. Juliana Bold and Cooper Landry. Parker Sparks and the truck winner from last night, Wesley Shaw, doing the double duty. Next row back, it's John Thompson alongside Paul Tabarini. Craig Popkris and Nate Storm, followed by Craig Bush and Brandon Butler the second. We saw Brandon Butler make a mistake yesterday in the truck race, so a lot of double-duty truck drivers here tonight. Craig Bush as well. Dylan Smith and Ty Kisniver. T.G. Castlenut and John Underkoffler. Aiden Sparks and Chris Jeremio. Ismael Fontanez alongside Gabe McDuffie, with Logan Nagy and Dean Heen Clutchoke rounding out the field here today.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
We are on tap for a doubleheader here tonight. Bridge to Cup will follow shortly after the conclusion of our ARCA broadcast here today. And the Bridge to Cup stars, they are going to go racing in Nashville. Should be an interesting one. It'll mark the 1/3 mark of their season. We're pretty much past the third way through this ARCA campaign, but it is broken into 2 divisions, so for the most part, the drivers are kind of 1/3 of the way through their division here this year. We're getting ready to go. It's Ard and McNugget leading the field to green here today. 50 laps the distance, 100 miles. Jamie McNugget with the pole position in that number 1 machine. Here they come dashing into turn 1. The advantage to McNugget at the moment. Sean Ard on the outside. There might be a bit of a battle for supremacy here between the 2 Jamies. You got Jamie McNugget and Jamie McMurphy, both kind of a tribute to Jamie McMurray. And yeah, Jamie McMurphy happened to win the last race out in this ARCA Delta division. McNugget had a good running, unfortunately did not get the win. He's still seeking win number 1. Well, that's going to be a little bit easier here tonight as he led lap number 1. He keeps the likes of Sean Ard behind him, and there we have Carlos Eduardo on a tear moving up through. Good push here from Sean Ard. They look on McNugget. McNugget leads, but it's 3 wide for the top position here. McNugget stuck up on the high side. Sean Ard down to the low side. And top of the grid now, it is Sean Ard in the number 4 machine. McNugget falls to second. He's defending against the Ford of Carlos Eduardo. Tries to cut off the advance there from Eduardo, but could not close the door completely. Carlos Eduardo, fastest lap in the race here in the first couple laps. 36.478, the quickest time so far by the 15 machine of Eduardo. That might stick for a little while, as it doesn't look like we had a new lap that time. New fast lap, not yet. But yeah, Sean Ard leads the way. Jamie McNugget trying to battle back. And then it's Carlos Eduardo, Evan Snake, and then the number 8 of Matthias Bento. Jamie McMurphy still holding in there solid. Battle brewing there for third. Evan Snake looks in on the inside of Carlos Eduardo. Meanwhile, your 2 drivers up front kind of stretching it out here a little bit. McNugget making an advance. The 4 Whataburger Chevrolet of Sean Ard might lose the lead again here. Side by side through turn 1. The advantage goes that inside line of McNugget. Side by side down the backstretch. This could help Carlos Eduardo reel them in. Yeah, look at that. Carlos Eduardo with a good push here. He's caught up to the back of the number 1 machine. Side by side duel for the lead. That's going to give McNugget the lead back after losing it for a brief stint there. Well, now McNugget building a lengthy gap there to Sean Ard. Well, Sean Ard falls back to third as Carlos Eduardo slots his way into second there. Evan Snake on the move. Other movers here, it looks like Neil O'Hare and Bucky Campbell, Joseph Hayes. Last night's truck winner, Wesley Shaw, buried deep in the field here today. It'll take him a little bit more to get back up to the front and fight for a win here tonight, but mid-pack could be worse, could be better. Got John Underkoffler, who had a stellar run in last night's truck race, came home with a top 5, his first ever top 5 in that truck series. He's still seeking good finishes here in the ARCA side of things, and might just be a matter of time before things start clicking. That 07 machine currently running 25th at the moment. And it seems that there's no retirements here. All 36 ARCA cars still running. Jamie McNugget, your race leader. New fast lap now belongs to Adam Jefferson. Well, that just swapped over to Cooper Landry at a 36.117. Here comes the 15 of Carlos Eduardo, side by side for the lead. These two have built up a pretty sizable gap to third place, which is now swapped hands. That is the 27 of Evan Snake. Sean Ard has fallen way back here. Seems like maybe he used up his stuff a little bit, trying a little too hard on the early laps here, and he's going to have to recoup and recover. McNugget loses the lead. Carlos Eduardo takes the top spot. The fuel window, it shows to be 50 laps here today. We've known this to be a problem with all of our ARCA races this year, that the fuel windows are completely hard to guesstimate. So please, for the love of RNG gods, do not make them pit with 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go, 1 lap to go. That has been the problem with this ARCA series this year, and I think I need to figure out a solution or a fix to that so that we can avoid that kind of unnecessary chaos to keep unfolding every week, because it totally messes up the entire race every week anymore with the sporadic pit stop problems. I must say, McDonald's Sprite hits different. Something about getting it fresh from the dispenser at a McDonald's versus even getting it out of a can, or even a, at a convenience store, getting it out of a plastic bottle. Nothing compares quite to the McDonald's dispenser of Sprite. Now, I don't know why. I'll go on that hill and die there if I had to, because that's my belief. There's something special, there's something different about that Sprite that comes out of the McDonald's. Side by side for second, Evan Snake trying to put the battle to the number 1 machine here. Also joining the party there, Matthias Binto in the number 8 machine. You got to start wondering if these drivers know that the writing is on the wall to try and save some fuel here. Might have been one of the reasons Sean Ard dropped off so hard here, is that maybe he's saving his fuel. He knows that he's trying to meet a fuel window here to try and make it a winning strategy call here today. Three wide for 5th place. That's going to be the 53 of Fujisaki, with the 4 of Ard and 82 of Jefferson. This battle at the lead far from over here tonight. We're going to continue to see this top spot switch hands, I feel like. It's just been a very stacked field fighting for the win here today. Good run here on the number 1. McNugget looking in there, but does not have an opportunity quite yet to get the lead back. Oh, here comes the 8 of Bento. Getting up there to second now. Matthias Bento. And here comes McNugget roaring around the outside. The Big Mac machine. It's going to be hard to beat here today. McNugget right there on the back bumper. Here he comes into turn 1 with a stab at it. That mistake was a bit too rare, though. Could not make the advance like he decided he could. But here we go again on the backstretch. We haven't seen very many passes be made down the backstretch here. McNugget trying it again through turn 3 and loses the advantage, the momentum that he had rolling there at 15 gets back around him. 27, Evan Snake. Might be a 3-wide scenario here if McNugget's not careful. Well, battle brewing for the lead here. The 8 of Bento gets up to second. Background here, you got Sean Ard moving back through the field to try and get up there and fight for the lead once again. Slowly approaching halfway here in today's race, lap 23. Now make that 24 of 50. Next time by, it'll be halfway. But it's Carlos Eduardo leading the way. Matthias Pinto in second. Jamie McNugget in third. Amazingly enough, Adam Jefferson still hanging in there solid. Evan Snake. Jamie McMurphy. Juliana Bold. Sean Ard. Bucky Campbell. And Chihiro Fujisaki, your top 10. Then it is the 90 of Neil O'Hare. Paul Tabarini in 12th. Borat Sagdiev in 13th. Daniil Bogdasarov in 14th. Joseph Hayes rounding out the top 15. Cooper Landry with the fastest lap in the race here. He is running in 16th. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the speedometers, but they're actually rolling up to 215 miles an hour heading into the turn. So this version of Michigan is pretty high stakes, pretty dangerous, pretty fast. And if you make a mistake, it'll hurt. It'll hurt hard. So we're past halfway now, 23 laps left to go. Jamie McMurphy is in the background. Jamie McNugget's right there in third. Pretty crazy how it seems like when we get down to the end of these, it's kind of the group, the pals that stick around together, that kind of race their way up through the leagues that they're part of, are still here fighting for the win week in and week out. I mean, we just had Sebastian Galloway Jr. almost win last night's truck race. And now his other buddies, you got Jamie McNugget and Sean Ard fighting for a good finish here tonight. And, of course, what could have been for even the teammate to Jamie, what the heck am I talking about? My brain's a little bit, oh, brain stopped failing me. The Zero truck, the Aflac truck of, this is what getting old is like, folks, and I advise you to try and avoid it as much as possible, because then you'll look like an idiot on YouTube, just like I am right now. But Pedro Sales, that was the name that was escaping me this whole time. And, you know, Sebastian Galloway Jr. had a great fight last night in the truck race, and just unfortunate circumstances ripped it away from them. These friends bonded together in friendship. It seems like they're snake bitten 10 times over and have yet to actually secure a big win in the Sigma Racing Series. So you know it'll be that much sweeter if they secure the win and get it. You know, looking at Jamie McNugget here, if he could somehow secure the win here tonight, it would be a huge win for the group of friends. I'm sure it would be a popular win amongst the garage, not just the friends. It would be a popular win amongst the garage itself, so. So I'll rectify a question in the comment section here. The 27, that is a Reemergence Racing driver there of Evan Snake for Tasha Wright. Let's see, KBM. Another Reemergence Racing, that is the 53 of Chihiro Fujisaki. The 85, that is a Cording Brothers Motorsport entry of Bucky Campbell. And I guess I could be referencing, pretty sure that Craig Popgris may or may not be part of KBM. We got our first caution of the night here. Yeah, Adam Jefferson in the 82 is also reemergence racing for Tasha Wright. So good run there from the 82 machine so far here tonight. But we are under caution for the first time here on lap 33, which puts us at a nice, neat little midway break that maybe we can make it work without any extra pit stops here tonight. So this wreck happens in about 17th place. 4 wide for 17th place. You know it's going to go wrong when you see 4 wide at Michigan. Whoa, and then Reese Landry gets turned by the 23 of Brandon Butler. Oh, and Butler comes back up the racetrack. That is a very ARCA mistake there to make. TG Castlenut clearly upset with him, gives him a thump after the wreck. I kind of want to know where the extra damage happens here. 94 just gets that much damage from getting turned. He's got to come back up the racetrack as well, I think. Yeah, this must be one of those situations where ARCA brakes reigns supreme. No stopping. He runs right back up the track into the 65. Yeah, tough break there for TG Castlenut. Really nothing he did wrong. He just joined it at the wrong time and gets involved. Yeah, there's the wreck happening ahead. This seems really to be about a 4-car wreck for the most part, those that were involved. And then everyone just forgot that there was a live racetrack on the outside, and they come right back into it. Wild how they stayed in the gas even through the grass. No slowing down for these ARCA drivers. They are kind of wild, kind of crazy. Bam! Hard hit there after the fact. AJ Kosnoff taking liberties into his own hands there. Ooh, the pit stops have really shuffled the field up. Jamie McNugget falls back to 20th. Okay, so we got to see how things shook up here. New race leader heading into the restart. It's going to be Adam Jefferson, who has been pretty stout running up front here tonight. We're going to go ahead and add in case we need green-white checkers. Following back, you have Juliana Bold, and then Evan Snake, Chihiro Fujisaki, and Bucky Campbell, your top 5. Then it is the 90 of Neil O'Hare, Borat Sagdiev, Daniil Bogdasarov, Cooper Landry, and Parker Sparks. That's your top 10. Yeah, they did pit. I think everyone must have pitted unless the leaders decided to stay out. And that might be the question you're asking here. Yeah, no, the leaders stayed out, so that is pure brain dead, like you're saying. For the one of McNugget, though, I think he was one of the first few to actually take a pit stop. Let's see. Yep, pit stops for majority of your leaders, and kind of a mix spackling of those at the back, too. I feel like the pit stop is the winning move, especially if green-white checkers do unfold here tonight. They barely, and I mean barely have enough fuel to go all the way the distance at a regular 50-lap race here. For them to stay out, they're basically writing themselves a death note. Boogie is running in 8th there. Everyone's still running, even though the caution ruffled some feathers there. No retirements. But man, most of your fast cars are deep in the field here. McNugget comes out, it looks like behind McMurphy, who I do believe pitted. So McMurphy actually the leader of the pit stop cyclers. The rest ahead of them are all staying out, trying to gamble against the odds here. Doubled up with what will then be 13 laps to go once they cross the line. More than likely, they will have trouble making it to the finish here. And we might not be done with cautions either. We might have another caution. We might even have some overtime. And we're back and rolling. You're going to see a big difference in the lap times of these leaders compared to those with fresh tires in the background. It could be a wreck waiting to happen. And honestly, I feel like the camera is going to be best set on looking back here at these drivers with fresh tires. It's fixing to get ugly. You got 3 wide for what could potentially be 3 of your top dogs here. Jamie McNugget, Jamie McMurphy, and Matthias Binto. 3 wide ahead of them as well. McNugget stays high. He's going to get around the 91 of McMurphy. And here he is. He's just going to pick them off one by one. Sean Ard right there on his back bumper. Whoa, the 8's running out of gas or something. Whoa, and they're wrecking. Matthias Binto had a failure of some sort, and it caused him to drop like a rock rapidly. Flat tire. They're saying a flat tire on the 8 machine. And that collects the 94 of Landry. The 8, Matthias Binto, involved in it. He had a great car here tonight. 15 gets around him, it looks like. Carlos Eduardo. What's crazy is he had made a pit stop, so he had fresher tires, but something cut down a tire on the 8 machine here. Oh man, the hard hit there for the 02 machine of Chris Jeremio. Well, you've made your bed, and at this point, I think for those that stayed out, they're just going to have to stay out and keep the gambling going. Juliana Bold leads over Chihiro Fujisaki, Adam Jefferson, Bucky Campbell, Borat Sagdiev. Are they nervous? Are they worried? Yeah, they're going to stay out. We'll go ahead and drop the pace laps by 1 and try to get this thing back in green next lap by. Running out of laps here in regulation. Let us hop to the back of the field. Unfortunately, Matthias Binto, 36, dead last right now. Looks like they're getting some services done on the 8 machine. He might be out for the count. And then you got Brandon Butler the second. Jamie McMurphy all the way back. He decided to pit again. We do have 2 retirements, the 94 of Reese Landry and the 02 of Chris Jaramillo out of the race. So 2 retirements here already from that last caution. AJ Kosnoff, TG Castlenut, Aiden Sparks, and John Underkoffler at the tail end of the field here. Heen Clutchoke, Logan Nagy, Joseph Hayes, Carlos Eduardo, Wesley Shaw, Craig Popkris, Paul Tabarini, and Dylan Smith. Now we're getting into your top 20 here. Running in 19th, it's John Thompson, Craig Bush in 18th, Sean Ard in 17th. Nate Storm, Jamie McNugget, Ty Kisniver, William Clyde, Gabe McDuffie, Neil O'Hare, and then the 97 of Ismael Fontanez is running in 10th. Lights should be out on the pace car. They are. Your top 10, Fontanez is in 10th. Cooper Landry, 9th. Boogie running in 8th. Parker Sparks in 7th. Evan Snake, 6th. Borat Sagdiev running in 5th. Bucky Campbell, 4th. Adam Jefferson, 3rd. Chihiro Fujisaki, 2nd. So that is Reemergence Racing running 2, 3, and then KBM, Cording Brothers Motorsports, running in 4th. Racing leader, though, that is the 42 for Shangle Steel Racing Chevrolet, Juliana Bold. We'll be back to racing with 8 laps to go. You just you thought it was over. It's far from over. It's about to get crazy here. This restart could escalate it up another notch here tonight. Two cautions here tonight. Some great carnage unfolded for sure. We're back and rolling here. It's going to be Fujisaki in bold resetting the field with 8 laps to go. Fujisaki with a big bounce there to the front. I think what's most scary is the difference in tires. The speeds are going to be hard to decipher where the runs are coming from. And so some of these front runners are going to be sitting ducks with the drivers in the background. Fresher tires trying to charge to the lead. Just like that, Borat cycles the high side. He knows that the speed is not there. He's kind of a sitting duck, slowly rolling around the racetrack here, just trying to soldier it home for a decent finish. Try to convert what would have been a mediocre day into a decent day. 3 wide again, and the battles just keep on brewing throughout the field here. Boogie up into the top 10, maybe into the top 5. Jamie McNugget, not too far, a stone's throw from the 9 machine. Boogie gets up high, his slower traffic is allowing the faster traffic on the inside to move up. But in the meanwhile, it's Fujisaki leading over Juliana Bold, Bucky Campbell, Evan Snake, and the 82 there of Adam Jefferson. It is Reemergence Racing and KBM galore at the front of the field. Wow, where in the world did he show up? Out of absolutely nowhere, Gabe McDuffie is now in the fight for the top 10. So Gabe McDuffie right there in the picture. A little bit further back, the fresh tires not kicking in as heavy as I thought it would. You got Sean Ard and Jamie McNugget actually losing a little bit of ground here as the old tires continue to kind of dominate ahead of them. Chihiro Fujisaki is trying to defend over the likes of Juliana Bold, Evan Snake, and even Bucky Campbell. Borat Sagdiev slowly eking his way into the picture. You got to wonder, do they have enough fuel at the front of the field here? If anyone is going to have all the fuel to make it to the finish, the first one I would say is probably Sean Ard at the moment. That he has no worries. Those extra cautions allowed the drivers to kind of baby it and maybe save a little bit of extra fuel that they otherwise would not have running at full pace. So it's hard, it's kind of hard to gauge who is on the inside or the outside of that fuel window. Bold leads with 3 laps to go. If we get another caution, it's game over for these drivers. They will run out of gas. But in the meanwhile, his laps are ticking away here. Very minimal opportunity for them to actually make something happen. Juliana Bold starting to drive away with it in the Airbnb Chevrolet for Shangle Steel Racing. Handful of laps left to go. It's staying green for Juliana Bold. 3 by 3, they roll right behind her. That's for second place. Borat Sagdiev on the low side. Also moving into the picture, the 97 of Fontana's. 3 wide going in to turn 3 here. Here we go, running out of fuel. Drivers are dropping like flies. I knew it. We were going to have some drivers that could not make it to the finish here today. Juliana Bold, just a couple laps left to go. She might be running out of gas. If she's letting that 27 of Evan Snake by, she might be struggling here with the fumes just barely coasting her around. Evan Snake takes the lead here. Chihiro Fujisaki in third. Drivers, they're not in they're not in Michigan, they're in Vegas. They're trying to gamble here. And look at that. This is a true fuel mileage race because these drivers, they should have pitted, but they decided not to. So now Chihiro Fujisaki, did he save enough fuel here today? Or is he going to be the next one dropping? Up to second, it's Borat Sagdiev. Man, Sean Ard and Jamie McNugget are up to 4th and 5th. 53 is going to only have to deal with it one more turn to go, and then he's home free down the front stretch. Borat Sagdiev's right there in second, holding him honest. It's going to be Chihiro Fujisaki getting the win here for Reemergence Racing. Fuel mileage mastery at its finest. Gets the win here. Borat second. Third place, Paul Tabarini. Fourth place, Jamie McNugget. Sean Ard brings it home 6th. John Underkoffler with a 7th. Wesley Shaw, the truck winner from last night, bringing it home with a top 5. And then Carlos Eduardo, Aiden Sparks, and Heen Klutchoke rounding out your top 10. Logan Nagy with a 13th. 11th to Joseph Hayes, 12th to Craig Popkris, and a 14th to Brandon Butler the second. AJ Kosnoff getting in that wreck brings it home 15th still. Evan Snake, after pitting, falls back to 17th. Ismael Fontanez as well, 18th. Juliana Bold, 19th. Gabe McDuffie, 20th. Wow, what a that was the way a gas mileage race should pan out. We saw the drivers desperate to try and make a move here today, and they almost made it pay off. Well, one of them did make it pay off. and that was Chihiro Fujisaki, who definitely outsmarted the pit crews here today to steal the win. Borat came close, come home in second. Well, Michigan did not disappoint, folks. A lot of new names in the top 10 there that we haven't seen really. The silence, you can hear the silence. Borat is out. He's just coasting on fumes. Actually, coasting on an empty tank, that is. Well, if that wasn't a appetizer course, I don't know what is, because Bridge to Cup coming up at Nashville could be just as wild, just as crazy. So stick around, stay tuned. We'll be on to the Bridge to Cup race as soon as I can get through here. $17 races left to go in this ARCA campaign.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
Well, that is a wrap here tonight from Michigan. Race winner Chihiro Fujisaki taking home the win. And stay tuned, folks. I'll try to get the turnaround here as quickly as possible to roll right into the Bridge to Cup race. I'm going to go ahead and restart my computer to try and eliminate the fact that it'll usually crash whenever I just go from one start to the next. So I will get things settled in here, and expect the next stream to go live here within the next 10 to 15 minutes. If otherwise you're not tuning in, that's fine. Hopefully I'll have a great night. Stay safe out there, and try to catch it on the flip side. We'll see you in the next stream. This is Jakester signing out.